We're here back in the Fantasy Barbecue Tuesday night in MLB. We got 6 of my favorite plays, including a value play for you on DraftKings. Couple guys in some good home run spots. What team are we loading up on here tonight? And of course, my favorite play tonight, who we talking about? Belly up to the Fantasy Barn. Find out. Welcome in, guys. Tuesday edition of the Six Pack. Hope everybody out there had a great Labor Day weekend. We got 6 guys fresh off the tap for you on FanDuel and DraftKings. Thanks for always stopping by and checking out the video here in the Fantasy Bar. Before we get into the plays, you guys know the drill. Take a second, click that thumbs up button. You also subscribe to the channel if you're not already. NFL season is here. Got a couple videos in the works. A week 1 6-pack, a sports betting video as well. A couple of my favorite NFL bets of the week coming at you each and every week. So make sure you subscribe. You don't miss any of those videos. And speaking of NFL, we got baseball going on. Do yourself a favor. Go and check out scoresandodds.com/beer. I'm talking about it all the time. If you have not already, after this video, that link right in the description of the video, go and check out all the great information over there, the analytics, some of the comparisons of odds across different sports books, and of course, premium picks coming to you weekly, myself included. We'll be joining in the party over there, giving you some of my favorite NFL picks each and every week. So go and check it out today, scoresandodds.com/beer. All right, let's get into the plays for today. Interesting slate of games. We got Coors Field with my Brewers out there. You know the rules. Not going to bog down the 6-pack. Brewers, Rockies, both in a good spot here. Got some potential weather issues on the East Coast we'll have to take a look at as well. If we have to make any changes, we will do so in the comment section of the video. All right, let's get into it. Let's start in the outfield with George Springer of the Blue Jays. So Bat starting to wake up a little bit. Went through a quiet stretch here. We've got a couple multi-hit games over the weekend. 1 3-hit game in that stretch as well. Been solid against righties. 208 ISO, 346 WOBA. But what I really like here, we know, and we've talked about this guy absolutely crushes fastballs. And you'll see a bunch of those from Bradish almost half the time. That's his pitch to right-handed hitters. Not good against Springer. 480, the ISO against that pitch. Now, Bradish been better of late, really starting to come into his own, but still struggling against righties. 375 WOBA, 210 ISO on the season. The power mix in play at 40 and 44%. George Springer, a solid spot to lead us off. All right, let's stay in the outfield next with Ian Happ of the Cubs. So another guy swinging a good stick right now. 5 multi-hit games for him over the last 10, so been very productive here. Now the numbers against righties on the season, somewhat down from what we've seen in the past. So just go back to last season. We're talking about a big 246 ISO against right-handers, so plenty of power in this bat for Ian Happ. Now Dunn, this is what I really like here, the matchup. Dunn's been terrible against lefties. 409 weighted OBA allowed, an ISO approaching 300, and look at that power mix. Fly ball rate at almost 50%, hard contact rate north of 50%. Great power spot here for Ian Happ to get it going tonight against Mr. Dunn. All right, let's keep it rolling here at first base or outfield with Joey Meneses of Washington. Now, Washington's certainly not a team that we're ever looking at a ton here, but Meneses has been solid. 12 hits, 7 RBIs for him over the last 7 games. So it's come up and has really made an instant impact. You look at some of the numbers, we know, limited sample here. We're talking an ISO over 300, a WOBA at 500, a hard contact rate at 50%. So really checking all the boxes that we are looking for here. Now, Quintana, very solid against righties this season. 35.5% hard contact rate is there. And if you go back to last season, this guy was terrible against right-handed pitching. So I think some of that regression is coming for Quintana. Ignore those surface numbers here. I think he's pitching a little bit above his head against righties. Those numbers were so bad last season. I think we're going to start to see some of that here down the stretch. Meneses, solid option, especially over on FanDuel at just 3,200. All right, let's get you a value play under 3K on both sites. We're going with Kerry Carpenter of the Tigers. So you're probably thinking, Beer, what the hell you've been drinking early this morning? We got Washington, we got Detroit in the 6-pack. Hear me out here. Very solid option here with Kerry Carpenter in the mid-2s on both sites, especially on DraftKings, where you can alleviate some of that salary, whether you're stacking Coors Field, you want to get an expensive pitcher or a different stack, you're going to need some of these value plays here. And this guy's been good against righties since coming up. Not a lot of Tigers we can say that about. 282 ISO for him, 400 WOBA. Now Mayers looking like he may be chalky, very cheap on DraftKings. You know we love to pick on Detroit, so it gives you a little leverage on some of that as well. If you go with Mayers, I certainly understand the play. It's a great matchup with the Tigers. But if you don't, this is a way to get some leverage on your opponents here. And this guy has struggled with lefties. 404 Woba lob, 348 the ISO, 59% fly ball rate. So really letting the ball in the air a ton, and a 37% hard contact rate. So Tigers, again, whether it's a one-off play with Carpenter, even a cheap stack, Mayers struggles with lefties, could see a lot of lefties in that Detroit lineup. Just keep it in mind, Detroit, a sneaky stack, a team that has put a bunch of runs on the board a couple of times here recently. Even if you don't go the stack route, Kerry Carpenter, way to alleviate some of that salary concern. All right, starting pitcher next. We're going to spend up here on Kyle Wright of Atlanta. So high-end starting pitching, always interesting. The ownership seems to take a little bit of a hit when Coors Field is on the docket. Always a choice that you have to make. We have some other higher-end starting pitchers to choose from as well. But Wright, the guy that stands out to me, 6 of his last 7 starts have gone for 20 or more DraftKings points. We're talking some of these 25, 30 DraftKings points. So that's just been the floor here recently for him, and it's really on the strength of the strikeouts. Last 3 starts, averaging 7 strikeouts per start over that stretch. So it's exactly what we want to see and exactly the matchup we want for those strikeouts here. Oakland, 8th highest rate against right-handed pitching this season. On some of the other numbers, we've mentioned Oakland many times before. You look at WOBA, ISO, whatever you want to look at, home runs, they are near the bottom of the league. We know it's a very punchless offense here. Atlanta in a great spot here. Love some of the bats coming up here. A little preview of the beast. But Kyle Wright in a good spot here against the Oakland A's. All right, it's time to take a look at that beast of the night. Before we do that, we want to continue the Beast of the Night contest. Free to play, easy to play. Just get in the comment section right below the video and guess fantasy points from my highest scoring hitter on DraftKings. Don't even need the name. Just need the closest guess in fantasy points. That closest guess is going to win themselves a free week of RotoGrinders Premium. What a chance to win some free premium with NFL Week 1 here right around the corner. So get in that comment section, get your guesses. And while you're down there, I want to know who your favorite play is tonight. You going to Coors Field? You going somewhere else? Is it a hitter, a pitcher? Who is your beast of the night? Sound off in that YouTube comment section. All right, let's take a look at my favorite play. You know, Matt, the beast of the night. All right, beast time. As I said, we're going to stay right there with the Atlanta Braves. We're rolling with third baseman Austin Riley, tonight's beast of the night. Now, you talk about a power switch engage. This guy has certainly done that. Home runs in 4 of the last 5 games here. Another good spot for him here tonight against a lefty. And take a look at this guy's numbers against left-handed pitching. Absolutely jump off the page. 484 weighted OBA. ISO at almost 400. Some of the biggest numbers that we have seen all season long. And I've mentioned that hard contact rate a lot. Anything in the high 40s is good. Above 50s, very good. When you're approaching 60% hard contact rate against left-handed pitching, you are on another level here, and that's certainly what Austin Riley has been. Now, also going to see a lot of fastballs from Irvin, over 40% of the time. That's his pitch to righties, 340 ISO against that pitch as well. Irvin, power mix in play here, 44%, 43% fly ball, hard contact rate. You add it all up, Austin Riley with Kyle Wright on the mound here, swinging a good power stick right now against a lefty who gives up our power mix. Sign me up, Austin Riley. My favorite play of the night in tonight's Beast of the Night. All right, guys, that'll do it for Tuesday night in the Fantasy Bar. If you have any comments, questions, or feedback, hit me up in that comment section right below the video. Don't forget, fantasy points for my highest scoring hitter on DraftKings for a shot at a free week of RotoGrinders Premium. Do not follow me on Twitter. Go do that at Beermakersfan. And guys, go check out scoresandodds.com/beer. Again, that link right in the description of the video. Promise you, you're going to like what you see over there. For RotoGrinders.com, I am Beer saying salut, guys. Best of luck on the slate tonight. Next time you see me, we'll be talking some football. Keep an eye out for those videos. Again, a 6-pack covering Week 1 and my favorite 2 NFL bets for Week 1 as well, coming up in a separate video. Subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, guys. Excited. We got baseball, we got football. Great time to be a sports fan. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you.
Hey, thanks for checking out our videos. If you want more expert advice on DraftKings, FanDuel, or any other daily fantasy sports, make sure you check out the current videos playlist